Hello, everybody. How's everyone going today? Hey, I want to give a thank you. Currently looking at we are at 167 subscribers. We're trying to get that 250 mark so I can do my first classroom celebration. We're almost there. We're not too far off. So if there's someone out there, tell them about us. Maybe we can help them, just like hopefully we're helping you. All right. So if you get that chance, let them know about it. Help them out. Let's make everyone's life a little bit easier. All right. Eureka Math Squared with Mr. Short. Fourth grade, Module 4, Lesson 26. Decompose part to subtract. Use the arrow way to help, then complete the equation. All right. Decompose part to subtract. There's a couple different ways to do this. I've been going back and forth with my class about what we feel is the easiest way. So I'm going to show you what we've come up with. Hopefully you like this one. It's not going to be exactly the arrow way, but in my opinion, at the end of the day, if you can show me the right answer and show me how you got it, unless your teacher's saying it has to be the arrow way, well, the correct answer is the most important thing. I mean, that's how I look at it. So let's break this down. I want to take this 2 and break it up. All right, this is 2. And we're dealing with fifths right now, correct? Correct. So if I put 5 over 5, 5 over 5, and then 2 over 5. All right, Mr. Short, what are you doing? This makes no sense. Hang with me for a minute. 5 over 5 is the same as 1. 5 over 5 is the same as 1. So this is like saying 1 plus 1 is 2. We're just breaking this down. So what I want to do now is I have this minus 3 over 5, right? So I have 5 over 5 plus 5 over 5, right? Plus 2 fifths equals 2 and 5. I just want to pull a section out. This out and pull this out. So let's take this and put it over here. So we have 5 over 5 minus 3 over 5. All right, that equals 2 over 5, right? Now I can just add this back to it, and I can add this to it. And this is my answer. I got to put it together, but that's my answer. So I have 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. So the answer I'm looking for is 9 fifths, right? 9 fifths. We can't leave it that way. We want a mixed number. All right, we can do that. If we do our mixed number, we're going to, how many times can 5 go into 9? 1. What's left? 4 over 5. So this is our answer. This is one way to do this. I'm going to show another way real quick because pulling this out might confuse people. I don't want to do that. I still want to leave it like this, though. So just add this part now. All right, we have our 5 fifths from the 1, our 5 fifths for the 1. So that's the 1 plus 1, and then our 2 fifths. So this is all this part of the equation. So 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. So put 12 over 5 minus 3 over 5. So 12 over 5, 3 over 5, they're both over 5. We put our 5. 12 minus 3 is 9. Same answer we got over here. The reason I showed you this way first is because when these start getting a lot bigger, it might be easier to do it a different way. I want you to have more options. I don't want to tell you just one way to do it because, again, in my opinion, at the end of the day, as long as you can solve this problem, that's all I care about. 1 and 4 fifths is our answer. If you leave it as 9 fifths, your teacher might be okay with that. I'm a little pickier on that. I want to go back to a mixed number because we were using mixed numbers. I don't want an improper fraction. All right. We're going to look at this one. Decompose the total to subtract from 1. So it's the same thing. Like sometimes rename the total to subtract complete. It's just sometimes the stuff they give you, like the wording. Look, it's a subtraction problem. They show us a subtraction problem. Let's just use a subtraction problem, all right? So I'm going to do this one with you too to make sure we're on the same page. All right, so break these down. What are we working with? Eighths. So we have 3 eighths here. And what is 1 in eighths? How many eighths is 1 whole? 8 eighths. Very good. All right. So what is 8/8 plus 3/8? 8/8 plus 3/8 is 11/8. Now we just bring down the 6/8 minus 6 over 8 equals. So now the bottoms are the same, so we don't have to mess with the bottoms. But the tops, just do the normal subtraction problem. So you have 11 minus 6. What's 11 minus 6? 5. Okay, now this is where I've got a couple questions recently, and I want to make sure we get this. If the top number is smaller than the bottom number, you don't have to do anything else. You're done with this. You put this up here, and you move on. All right? You don't have to do anything else with it. Just leave it alone because it's smaller on, it's not top heavy, right? I say top heavy, improper fraction, bigger on the top. You don't have to worry about anything. As long as this is smaller up here than the bottom, you're fine. Write your answer, move along. That doesn't even look like 5/8, does it? They don't give you enough room on these. Right. That looks a little, I don't know. I'm done. It's 5/8. You know what it is. It's here. There. Now we know what it is. I need to sharpen my pencil, but I don't want to. All right. Number 3, rename the total to subtract, then complete. So they've told us decompose. Decompose to subtract from 1. Rename. It's all the same thing. Break this down to a fraction. Take it back to an improper fraction. That's all it needs to be. So what are we working with down here? What's our denominator? Tenths. So how many tenths to make up 2 tenths, right? So 1/10 would be 10 over 10 plus, that's 1. We need 1 plus what to get 2? 1 plus 1. So we need another 10 over 10. So that's our 2 from right here. Good. Good to go. Now just bring down that 1/10 that's still there and just add these together. So it's all tenths on the bottom. So we have 10 plus 10 is 20 plus 1 is 21. Bring all this down now. Minus 4 over 10. We know we're working with 10. So what is 21 minus 4? I'm giving you a second. I feel like sometimes I say these too quick. Got it? 21 minus 4? 20 minus 4 is 17. Right? But look, all right. Is the top number bigger than the bottom number? Yes, it is. That means we can make it back to a mixed number. So how many times can 10 go into 17? Or 17 divided by 10? So 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. So we're bigger than 17. We get it. So 10 times 1 is 10. So now we have 17 minus 10. So what's 17 minus 10? 7. And our whole denominator is 10, so we put that back there. And there's our final answer. 1 and 7 over 10. All right? I know I'm doing a little more this time. I know we've been struggling a little bit with this, so I want to make sure I give you everything you need because the next one, when we do lesson 27, it gets a little harder. All right, let's see what we got on the back on page 158. Casey is, that doesn't say Casey is. Casey has 16 yards of fencing. It is in 4 equal sections. What is the length in feet of each section of fencing? All right, so she has 4 equal sections of fencing. Let's call that a square because it's 4 equal sides. Pretend they're all equal. All right, she has 16 yards. Well, this is 16 yards. YDS is abbreviation for yards. But they want to know what is the length in feet. So we have to do conversion. I'm not doing all this for you. I'll help set it up. So just so you know, 3 feet equal 1 yard. All right, 3 feet equal 1 yard. So how are you going to get your equation there? What are we going to do? 3 feet equals 1 yard. You could divide this by this many sides first and then multiply that answer by this, or right off the top you could multiply this times this and then divide it into 4 equal parts. That's up to you. And if you want maybe to divide it, you could do your place value chart and make 4 sections to put it into. You could do that, or use a multiplication chart and look. But I'm not giving any more on this because I did the whole first side with you. So this part, that's on you. All right, I set you up for success. I need you to run with that. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back shortly, depending on when you look at this, with lesson 27. As always, I'm Mr. Short. This is Eureka Math Squared, 4th grade module 4, lesson 26. And I really do, when I say it every night, it's very true. I really do hope you're having a good night, or I hope you get to have a good night.